What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So, I had a video I was going to make this week, but it's turned out to be kind of a lengthy video, so I'm having to do a lot of stuff with it. Hopefully I'll have it done next week. So, I figured I would just kind of do something real quick to, just to have a video this week. And I was kind of cleaning up the studio, and I thought, you know what? It's been a while. Let's do kind of like a studio tour, I'll just show you guys what's in my studio and where I work at, and yeah, you can see some of my stuff. So let's check out some gear. Okay, so I guess we'll start on the wall that you guys see the most, the wall of Paul. Right, so first in the line, we have the Orville and some cobwebs I need to clean. We got the Orville Les Paul Standard. You've seen that in some videos. I haven't been using this guy as much lately. I need to bust him back out. I might take him to some gigs coming up soon. This is my 2004 Les Paul Standard that I found in Brunswick, Georgia while I was playing a show out there. So I have a video on the channel about this guitar and the whole story about it. So check that video out. That's a cool story. Here's the Adam Jones Epiphone, and I mean, honestly, you guys have seen in plenty of videos, this is like my main live guitar these days. It just holds up so good. I threw a Seymour Duncan JB in the bridge. I wasn't crazy about the distortion that comes, the Duncan distortion pickup that comes in it. It's not my favorite pickup. I like the JB a lot more. And I put Schaller locking tuners on it. Let's see, yeah. I put the Schaller locking tuners on it. And those guys were a straight drop-in. So if you have one of these and you're thinking about upgrading the tuners, those are a straight drop-in, no mods. So that's pretty sweet. Here is my 1987 Gibson Les Paul Custom. I mean, you guys have seen plenty of this guy on the channel. This is my favorite guitar I own. And this guitar goes to every show with me. Even if I play this guy all the time, he's still there, no matter what. So, and then this is my 2001 Gibson Les Paul Deluxe. And you've seen this guy a good bit on the channel. This guy's kind of a sleeper. I don't play it live because it just weighs too much. It's so dadgum heavy. But this is the guitar that usually winds up on all of the... Like, I recorded my band's entire last EP with this guitar. I recorded a lot of our old material with this guitar. This guy winds up on recordings more often than any other guitar because for whatever reason, it doesn't matter what kind of pickups I have in it or what kind of electronics it's got. This guy's had probably 3 or 4 complete different wiring harnesses in it. It's had like 5 or 6 different sets of pickups in it, just for various reasons. Because, there were times where this was like the only guitar I had, and I was gigging all the time, and I just like sweated through pickups and sweated through wiring harnesses, and this guy's been completely covered in stickers before, and it's got a neck repair. Like, this thing has lived the life. So, he's a studio guitar mostly these days, but I don't know. He just winds up being the one in the studio most of the time. He's got maybe it's the like 4 extra pounds of wood in this guitar that these don't have. I don't know. This guy's real heavy. He's almost 13 pounds, which is insane. So, maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know. If we pull back a little bit, I got this shelf here that just has a bunch of like random stuff on it. Different microphones, some SM57s, some kick drum mics, some random pickups, tools. This has got pedals and just all other kinds of stuff in it. That box down there is full of guitar strings. So, just stuff I might need. Same thing over here. There's This box down here is full of cables and a toolkit. That's my toolkit that I take to shows with me. It's got all my stuff in it. I randomly have why do I have this? I don't really remember why I have this. This Fender Meteora neck. I think this belongs to my friend Tim from Avian Theory. Tim, I have your guitar neck. Oh, the back of it's all cracked up. The skunk strop's coming out. That's what it is. Well, maybe I should fix that for him. Maybe. I don't know. He hasn't asked for it, so I don't care. Here's the Marshall. You guys know this was my live amp for years, but he pretty much just lives in here now. I got him set up. I jam on him every now and then, but you know, got a little pedal board down here with, let's see, I love this pedal. The God City Instruments Ugin Steel. This is like a fuzz and an HM2 in the same pedal, so really gnarly. I really love this overdrive too, the Eris Effects Aggressive Screamer. That is the best tube screamer style overdrive I've ever used, and it's because it has this right here. Like most tube screamers just have a gain, volume, and a tone. This has this tight knob, and as you like turn it, it just like squeezes the low end. It just like really tightens up the low end. That knob is so awesome. So that is a sweet pedal. But yeah, it's pretty much just lives here now. So that is that wall. We got the kitty cat steps up to the perch where my cat Luna likes to hang out. Hey Luna. Okay. Got my my fiance got me this for my studio. It is the patent number application thing for the Les Paul. So that's pretty cool. We'll go over here and check out this little corner of the room. So this is my I call it the beat corner because it has the beat guitars on it. So we got my PVT-20 bass. This used to belong to my buddy Thomas, who passed away a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that. I can't remember how long it's been, but that used to belong to him. And this Squire Jazzmaster with the aluminum neck on it used to belong to him too. And I have a video about these two instruments and how I got them after he passed away. He had a ton of gear, and his dad went and got all of his gear together and called all of his best friends over and kind of let us just all pick what we wanted out of the gear. It was really, you know, kind of a bittersweet moment. You know, it was nice that all of this stuff he had collected over the years wasn't going to just like go to waste or just like sit in a storage unit forever and never see the light of day again. But, you know, obviously we would rather have our friend back, so there was that part of it too. But, you know, we made the best out of the situation, so it was really nice. But yeah, I got a whole video on the channel about that if you're more interested in that story. But those things are awesome. The Jazzmaster is super awesome. I love this thing. This aluminum neck is so cool. Like, stainless steel frets, aluminum neck, no truss rod, doesn't need it, clearly. Like, that thing just sounds gnarly. It's a baritone scale. It's a 28-inch baritone scale. So I have it tuned down right now to G, drop G, I think. Yeah. This is my Gibson Les Paul Jr. bass. I had gotten this bass because I was playing bass with a guy last year for a while, and playing live, I wanted something a little smaller. I don't have the hugest hands, and I have like some hand injuries, so playing like a huge bass live just wasn't, I didn't enjoy it. You know, in the studio it's fine, but like I just didn't enjoy playing it live. So I got this guy because it's a lot smaller body and it's a shorter scale. It's got a 30-inch scale on it, It was just really comfortable to play live. And I happen to just really fall in love with it, and it's like my main base for everything now. Down here on the floor, we got my main live rig now. And you guys have seen me talk about this plenty. My Headrush speaker and my pedal board based around the Headrush MX5. So that just does everything I would ever need it to do. It's super cool. The reason I have the wah on here is because I have this programmed as like a whammy type effect. So I got my like whammy pedal, and then I have a wah. So super awesome portable rig. Way more portable than that guy. So yeah. You've seen this on the channel a little bit. This is the Feasley LP style guitar, and I really dig this thing, man. I mean, for what it is, I just can't believe how awesome it is. And I think I'm gonna do, eventually I'm gonna do like a mod video where we upgrade all this stuff. Since the guitar came from Amazon, I'm thinking we do an Amazon mod video where we only buy parts off Amazon. So all new pots, new pickups, new tuning machines, probably like lock-in tuners. So that's what I'm thinking for the Feasley. So we'll probably plan that for the future. Then we have the acoustic wall. So this is my 1970s Epiphone acoustic. And my fiance got me that for Christmas one year. I just came across it in a music store in Birmingham, Alabama one day, and I picked it up and I played it, and I was like, oh man, I really want this, because it has a bolt-on neck, which is super goofy for an acoustic guitar, right? So it's got the bolt-on neck, it has a 0 fret, and it has this like weird metal base plate in the bridge, and it was just like, it just had this sound to it. Like, it almost sounded like a resonator guitar or something. Like, I need to do a video about this guitar one day where I actually plug it up and record it so you guys can hear how it sounds. Like, it has a real teeny metallic sound, and I just fell in love with it the minute I played it. And I didn't buy it that day. And the whole way home, I was just like, oh, I should have bought that guitar. Oh, I should have bought that guitar. And so when Christmas came around, there it was. So that was pretty cool. You guys know, you've heard me talk about this guitar on the channel before. This is my 1961 Gibson LG1. This guitar belonged to my grandfather, and it has a super cool story that I've told on the channel before, but I'll probably make another video that's just like dedicated to this guitar where I go in depth about it. But my grandfather gave me this guitar when I was like 17 years old or something like that. And this guitar's been through it too, as you can see. It's had a refret and inlays replaced, and I put an LR Baggs pickup system in it. And, you know, it just has a sound to it. Nothing sounds like that. You know, an old vintage acoustic guitar just has a thing to it. So, yeah. And then this is my Cremona R35E. This is not an R35, my bad. This is an R30E. Cremona R30E. This is like the big dreadnought style Cremonas. And I love this guitar. If I ever need an acoustic guitar out in the real world somewhere, this is the one I take. It just sounds so good. And it's so comfortable to play live. I used it at the Etowah Youth Orchestra's Christmas concert last year, and it just, yeah, it's an amazing acoustic guitar. And I'm not just saying that because I work for this company. So don't, you know, like, completely unbiased. This guitar is awesome, and I love everything about it. This guy, so, you know, we're going to talk about this guy a little bit, and I need to make a dedicated video about this guitar. So, maybe I brought this up on the channel before, but I went to luthier school, and I built this guitar while I was in school, and this guitar is so sick. It's a 27-inch baritone 7-string, and I never play it anymore. I used to play it all the time. Back when I was like in a 7-string band, I played this all the time, but I don't do that anymore. But this guitar is insane. And so one day, I mean, look at that top. Yeah, one day I will we'll make a video about this guitar soon, and we'll really go in depth about it because it deserves it. So that actually that isn't all. I do have a guitar stashed away over here. This is my MGB cigar box guitar that I had Mike from MGB build for me. And look how cool this thing is. I made a video about, this is one of my favorite videos I've ever made on my channel. And it didn't do that well, but you know, whatever. I might make another video about this guitar because this guitar was so cool. And the tone I got out of this thing just blew me away. So, that is my MGB cigar box guitar. I need to get another stand, so I actually have somewhere to put that. Look, don't pay attention to my work desk. My work desk is in shambles, okay? I do need to clean up my work desk. Fair enough. Moving on. Here's my computer setup. I have a Digital Storm computer. Do not ask me anything about it because I have no idea. I wanted to build a computer for my home studio, and my roommate at the time was like a big computer guy, and I took him a list of the specs, and I said, hey, is this any good? Does this suck? And he went, nah, man, that looks pretty dope. So I bought it, and that's all I know about it. I know that it runs good, and it looks cool, and that's all I got. You know, keyboard, mouse, desk, you know. My Shure MV7. This is a cool mic. I really like this mic. Because this mic can run USB straight to the computer and like work as its own like interface type deal too. So if you're just a vocalist, or if you're doing like gaming, or you know, just like podcast recording or something like that, this mic will just do it all by itself without needing an interface. So that's a really cool mic. Speaking of interfaces, it's my Scarlett. Which one is this? The 18i8. So the reason I have this one is because this is the smallest Scarlett they make that has like more than just stereo outputs on the back. It has a whole bunch of outputs, and it has MIDI inputs and outputs, and it has an optical input and output, which Focusrite uses for connecting like external preamp units to. So they make a unit that has just like a whole bunch of more mic inputs on it, and you can like daisy chain those together using the optical inputs. So this was the smallest interface they made that could do all that stuff. So if I ever want to buy, you know, a unit to expand it, I can. If I ever want to use it live, it has multiple outputs and like MIDI inputs and outputs on it. So it was the smallest one I could buy that just like left me room to kind of expand and do other things with. Like the 2i2s and the solos and stuff are cool, but they didn't have enough functionality for what I wanted, so I wound up going with that. My JBL monitors. I love these monitors. I think these are the 5-inch. Yeah, these are the 5-inch JBL monitors, and they sound awesome. I love them. Let's see. You know, I got the 2 kind of monitor thing going on there. This is cool. This is my Zoom PodTrack P4. I use this if I had to make a video for my work. I had some guys from a band that we work with come in to the shop one day, and so I took this to the shop and set up some microphones it'll like 4-track. It's like a 4-track recorder basically. But you know, I was able to like set this up and record them on like 4 individual tracks, like their vocals and their 2 guitars like all separated. And then I was able to bring it back home and dump it into Reaper and like actually mix it and master it and do all that kind of stuff with it, right? Instead of just having like cell phone camera audio. So that's really cool. And I used to do a podcast, and when I was doing the podcast, I had to like I would go out places and like record people. I wasn't like doing it at home with my computer, and this really helped with that too. So this thing's really cool if you're into doing that kind of stuff, or you're trying to get some like field recording type stuff. These things are really cool. So it lets you do a whole bunch of neat stuff. So got that. My cat's collar that she refuses to wear. Yeah. That's, you know, I got a mic stand over there. Woot. So, that's my studio. This is my fiance's big blue chair. She likes to put that out and sit here and draw on her iPad while I work on music sometimes. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's the studio tour, complete with kitty cat Luna in the windowsill. I hope you guys like the video. You know, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave me a comment. You know, I really appreciate all the views lately and all the interactions and stuff. It really does mean a lot. So thank all you guys for that, and I'll be back next week hopefully I'll be back next week with this video I've been working on about guitar tone, because I'm really wanting to do this video right. That's why I'm taking my time with it. So I know I'd said something in the last video about like it was coming, but it's just taking me a while to really dial it in and like get this video where I want it to be. So, you know, in the meantime, hope you guys dig this stuff, and I'll be back next week.